Hello everyone, welcome to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, and this is the 28th episode in my third Age of Wonders 3 Advanced Strategy series. It's been a little while, I think it's been about a week since the last time I recorded. Like I said, I went on vacation to Virginia Beach. We were actually celebrating my little sister's graduation from college, so that was fun. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling well for most of the trip, but it was still worth it to go, if nothing else, just to be there for her. And I did get to go to the boardwalk and see some cool stuff out there, so I enjoyed it, but it is good to be back. I'm excited to get back into this series and hopefully be wrapping this one up soon and getting started on my next one, which sounds like fun to me. So I had several comments, as you can imagine, with a week's worth of them coming in. So let's go ahead and get started on those. The first one to mention was Spiral Mantis. He pointed out that I left some items sitting on the ground over here. I don't have a unit to go back and check those, but I'm pretty sure I did that intentionally. There were some that I just didn't want to pick up or mess with. But if I have a unit back out in that area later, I will double check that. It's been, like I said, over a week since I played, so I could very well just be forgetting. I tend to do that even after a couple days, much less a week. If you guys have watched my series for any length of time, you'd probably know to expect that from me, I suppose. I do tend to be a little absent-minded sometimes. Let's see, Jim Bro had mentioned that I should get advanced logistics. That is absolutely 100% correct. There are roads everywhere, and I'm not really taking advantage of them. One mistake I routinely make is I look at this and I see advanced seafaring and I'm like, I don't need to embark units, whatever. I always forget that advanced logistics comes after that, and that's really totally useful. So I'm going to switch to advanced seafaring, and then by the time I get advanced logistics, these units will be back on this road. I guess there is a space in here where they'll be going off-road, but other units can follow these roads, and the units that I have underground are following roads. It would definitely be worth getting. Advanced logistics is very, very useful. So I'll go ahead and pick that up. He also mentioned, Jim Bro also mentioned that it might be better off killing Dwarf Axeman with a snake for XP rather than converting it. I think he's right about this too. Because of some dumb mistakes on my part, which you can see in the last episode, I spent way too much time trying to convert that Dwarf Axeman. He was just being very stubborn, and I wound up wasting like a half a turn of movement or something trying to take him from the treasure site that was up there, when in reality I'd have probably been better off just letting the snake eat him for XP, because leveling that snake up is a lot more valuable than converting a Dwarf Axeman. And I don't really need him. I don't really need to be spending the upkeep on him. And this comment sort of led to a discussion with also Tarsak and Stanley Stan about the advantages and disadvantages of conversion in terms of like gold income, strategic advantage, and XP gain. This is an interesting topic, and I don't want to get into it too much here because we could talk about this for a while. But converting units, obviously, you want to convert units when you can in most situations, especially in the early game. But at this point in the game, I do have to think about gold income per turn. I am making 231, but at the rate I'm building Shadow Stalkers, that's barely enough to keep producing them. And I have to kind of think about whether that unit is worth the gold income. And honestly, a tier 1 unit right now, really not that useful. But on the other hand, it is a free unit, and it does make an extra meat shield, or something that some other units can hit. And Dwarf Axemen are particularly good at that because of defensive strike. So there's advantages and disadvantages to consider there. XP gain, I already talked a little bit about that. While the unit that converted it does get some XP, I still think it'd been better off giving it to the Shock Serpent. So it's kind of situational. Like if you're trying to evolve a unit, it can be better to go ahead and give that unit the extra XP rather than converting something. It kind of depends on your situation. Like I said, I don't really think I made the right decision in that case. And then there's just the strategic advantage, which comes into play more against the computers. Taking a unit taking a unit away from independence doesn't really help me a lot necessarily, but taking a unit away from Grelka, like all these free shock troopers I got over here, that to me is totally worth it, because that's a strategic advantage. That's 5 less shock troopers that she has, 5 more shock troopers that I have. So the math of that works out heavily in my favor. And I think it is totally worth it to try to convert units from your enemies whenever you can, whenever you have a reasonable chance at getting them. One of the things, just throw this in here a little extra, is that I found out, because I've been playing as a Theocrat in my off-camera game with Evan, and I found out just how amazing it is. The Theocrat's Armageddon spell, which reduces enemy units' resistance to spirit effects and spirit damage, also makes them far more likely to be converted, because conversion attempts check against spirit damage, or spirit resistance. I'm pretty sure that Befriend Animal does too. Yeah, see, you can see in the center of that little ankh, there's a yellow glowy orb. That means that the conversion chance is affected by a unit's spirit resistance, and if all the units are weak to spirit damage, that means they're also weak to conversion too. So using Theocrat and Armageddon in combination can allow you to convert enemy units very easily. Of course, that being said, it's a tier 7 spell. It takes a little while to get there, but a lot of fun to use once you do get there. The last thing to mention is Soterion. Just wanted to point out, not to forget that Nightshade Fairies have phase. I do tend to forget that a lot. As much as I like Nightshade Fairies, don't always use them right, because I probably could use phase more often than I do. I tend to remember that the Elf Unicorn Riders have it, and I use it with them all the time, possibly because I played as the elves so much. But, like, other units that get phase, like fairies, or sorcerer units when they get phase, I kind of forget that that's a thing. So I need to do better about that. Alright, that's all the comments, so let's go ahead and keep on going here. This group, unfortunately, cannot reach those... will not be able to reach those haste berries on this turn, which is a real shame. They can get really close, but I still want them to go up and take care of these dang undead units that are spawning behind me. If nothing else, because they could come down and take this city too. I had considered sending this army after Grelka, but I think I've got more than enough units headed that way. These guys are almost done healing, and I got this massive army here, so it's only a matter of time before she goes down. And speaking of Grelka, she does have this little excursion force over here, which these Shadow Stalkers should be able to deal with pretty easily. I'm hoping these are the units I saw running around earlier, and I'm pretty sure they were, because I remember there being a Razor Bow with them. It says probable victory. I'm going to do manual combat just to be on the safe side. Hopefully that Sorcerer doesn't become a huge problem, but this should be a fairly easy battle. Great Stoning doesn't really hurt me that bad, because I have physical protection on all these Shadow Stalkers. That's a fairly lousy spell for her, from her perspective. Not too much of an issue for me. Really, there's nothing to do here other than just move forward. I might be able to cast a spell, but I don't think I'm going to need to. Oh, she does have Banish. Wait a second. Roka has Banish. That's not good. Alright, so because she has Banish, I think it's probably a good idea for me to sit on defense. Keep my defense and resistance high and kind of pin her units to where I can either kill them in one shot, or to where I can either kill them in one shot, or be able to just stay on defense and have them kill me. Like, this unit is trapped. She can't really do anything other than attack my Shadow Stalker, so that's probably what she will do. So I can pretty confidently leave him on defense. Trying to think if there's any way I can boost my resistance to that Banish effect. I don't think there is. I'll have to remember that she has that as I go into later battles with her, as I'm invading her territory. Here comes another Banish, probably. Okay, that guy. No, I'm kind of wrecking her, and she didn't try to banish me again, so... See, now I will go ahead and go on the offensive, because, well, actually, it doesn't really matter. What I'm going to do is surround this guy and stay on defense. She's really trying pretty hard to kill that Shadow Stalker there. Doing a lot of damage to it. A lot more than I thought she would with only a physical attack. Anyway, I got it. Got some items there. Anything good? Raised corpse. That's kind of interesting. Straw Hat of the Happy Farmer. I don't remember that giving +1 defense before. That must have been part of the Poseidon patch. That was something else I was going to mention, by the way. Conversion did get a little nerfed in the Poseidon patch because now after you convert a unit, it loses all of its movement points for that turn, so it can't move anywhere on the strategic map. Just something I wanted to throw in there that I forgot to earlier. But yeah, that must be a change too. That item's a little better now than it used to be, so that's kind of cool. Let's see, throw net. Who among my heroes has? Whoops, wrong button. So raise corpse, boots to give +1 defense, heavy crossbow. I had a feeling that most of these are going to be sold, but that Straw Hat of the Happy Farmer may be worth keeping. Let's pop back over to here where I have some of my heroes. That guy's got plenty of inventory space, so I might just send him most of that stuff. She might give her that Straw Hat of the Happy Farmer. Maybe I should leave her with Animal Slayer, considering that she's going into battle with Broka. Okay, this unit could use the headgear, the Dreadnought. In fact, I'll probably send all those items to the Dreadnought and sell most of them. Yeah, I'm going to do that, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. Let's see here. Yeah, send that to her. And then one other thing I want to do is go find her and make sure I put that Straw Hat of the Happy Farmer on her headgear slot right away. The rest of those items I think are going to get sold. Except for that. I might have use for that raised corpse, who knows. It's always nice to be able to add a cadaver to your army. Alright, that's an orc city, I think. Yeah, orc. I'll go ahead and just take it as is. See a reason to spend a lot of time migrating it to anything. Well, except it is, like, volcanic territory. Orcs won't really like that. Dwarves would kind of be okay with this spot. But part of it's blighted. I kind of feel like really any race isn't going to particularly care for this city. So I'll go ahead and just leave it as orcs. Alright, these guys, not really sure what they should do now. I've got more spawning down here. What I'll probably do is split them up a little bit, leave 2 of them there, send this guy onwards to join the others at the front line. Well, actually, probably should have picked one with more health. And then these guys can redirect towards the front line. Can have all these units wait here just a little longer for the others to catch up. And I feel like I had some plan for what to do with these 2 units, but I don't quite remember what it was. Oh yeah, they were going to track down that Orc Razor Bow, which they won't be able to reach on this turn, but he's pretty much trapped. He's not going to be able to get out of here without a fight. And then I was exploring these caverns down here to make sure nothing else slipped by these units. At this point, I don't think that I need to worry about any threats. I think I can send these kind of junk units back to that city. I'll just leave them on defense, and I'm going to use this army to help press the attack and wrap this thing up. Should be able to get a little more. There we go. I have to think a little bit here because I've got the invasion at Imrar's Deep to worry about. I know I have 1 Shadow Stalker in that general area and another one there. Yeah, so this guy is going to continue to the front line. and get that haste berry with him, and he can get another haste berry on the next turn, so he can catch up with my other units pretty quickly. Alright, let's send this crow down towards Grolka's capital. Get a good view of what I'm running into there. Oh, I guess that pony rider could stop and check those items on his way through. I'm going to embark my Queen's army and just sail straight across the water. By the time they get there, I think everybody else will be showing up too. And then I can just have a massive force surround Grolka's capital. I'll leave that Shadow Stalker in defense just in case Grolka's got any other miscellaneous units wandering around out here that I don't know about. I don't really know how far she had spread out. She's probably got a few scouts and things, and I don't really want the city to get captured by a lone wandering unit. Oh, that did not take long for them to jump on that. Okay, well, I'm gonna do what I normally do in this situation. Definitely don't want to let that thing befriend me. So I wouldn't want to do manual combat. I mean, I wouldn't want to do auto combat. Not to mention the fact that I don't want to give it XP, so just surrender that one. I don't think she added anything to that city. Let's take a quick look at these items here before I forget to do this. Oh, there was some good stuff in there. Okay. Yeah, well, good call there. I am going to... I'm going to send that to somebody else, because I already know the Dreadnought has one. How about... send that to my Queen. I'll send the item that gives Frost Breath to the Druid, because I'm pretty sure that counts as a range attack. Black Bolts. I'm not sure. Those last two, I need to check through my heroes real quick and decide. Black Bolt should go to somebody who doesn't have it already. I think the Theocrat could probably use it, although he's really more of a melee fighter. Go to the Elephant Hunter. That's on its way to her. Okay, the Druid already has a Staff of Black Bolt. Yeah, a Wand of Black Bolt, so I don't need to give that to her. Could always give it to the Dreadnought. Sorcerer's got one already. I'll give it to the Dreadnought. And let's see, that shield. That is a great shield. Or that's, well, not a great shield. That's a pretty decent shield. Should probably go to a melee fighter. That'll go to the Dreadnought too. Keeps it nice and simple. I always like getting a new hero at this point in the game because I usually have a need for just picking up a bunch of items and sending them to somebody. Race Governance level up. I like to pick the one for Razor Bows because I really like using Razor Bows for that purpose. I'm not planning on building any arenas in Orc cities, so if I happen to convert a Razor Bow, that would be more useful to have. And this needs to go to somebody else, like my Queen. Does not have... She does not have any jewel items for some reason, so may as well send that over to her. Okay, advanced seafaring research can get advanced logistics in 3 turns. Okay, good. A festival in this city gave me a influx of gold. And I've got a Shadow Stalker coming in there on the next turn. And that influx of gold will allow me to continue to hurry production of Shadow Stalkers. just going to kind of leapfrog over each other all the way down. I think that I'm going to send more than one over here. Oh good, they split up. I wasn't expecting them to do that. Well, that's a mistake on their part. I should be able to handle those 2 units. Just in case, I'm going to have the Shadow Stalker head this way. Should be able to win this one. I don't know why I clicked that off since I'm doing manual combat. Alright, let's get this city back. Skin of Oil. Helps them a little bit, I guess, because the shamans do fire damage. I wonder if I should dispel that. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Yeah, we could get into one of these. Let's see if I can kill that shaman off real fast. Not quite. How about I get in that thing's face? Oh, the shaman burned to death. Rude. Okay, my city. I would like to know where that last unit went. I suspect it either ran back. No, I would have noticed it if it ran this way, because my units were in the way. It had to have gone northeast through that pass there, which would put it in the path of my Goblin Kobold. I don't want to lose that, because he's been way too useful. Fortunately, he's also invisible. I'm going to get him out of the way, and maybe try to send a scout over there or something. I can get a Shadow Stalker down in that. Well, actually, the Shadow Stalker will be coming right through that general area pretty soon, so. At the Rise of the Dire Penguin, but I'm hoping to have this game over in the next 3 turns, so hopefully that won't matter. Ah, there's that Razor Bow trying to run away. Let's track him down. Where do you think you're going? Okay, that wasn't the smartest move that he could have made, because that gives me 3 shots on him. In fact, might be able to turn him and get a flank hit. Yep. Alright. Don't have to worry about him. Hopefully that's the last of their little scouts, other than the one running northeast of Immer's Deep. Let's see. Which city is this? Hard to tell sometimes. Oh yeah. I'll go ahead and throw another Razor Bow in that city. Just to have something to defend with. Just in case the game goes on long enough for that Rise of the Dire Penguin to start spawning units. I'd like to have a couple units ready to go, and then I can produce more on top of them if I need them. Right. Trying to tell what I was building beforehand. I don't think there's a way to do that. I'm just going to build public baths. Alright, let's get the ferry back with that group. I can tell Immer's Deep what to do. About a great temple. Extra mana is always good. And in fact, building up for Grand Palaces is not a bad idea necessarily, because you can always use the casting points. But it does cost a lot of money to get there, so depending on what your plan is for the game, may or may not be worth it. Alright, these units are going to have to go around. It's probably about as good as I can get them for this turn. Hey, free money. Looks like that monkey might actually be worth his time and upkeep. There's value in gold upkeep. Alright, I want to get rid of these guys, and then I want to take out that Vault of Knowledge and get a research boost. Where am I at in terms of alignment here? Minus 25. So let's make the good decision. We're going to let him run. And we're going to sell the reward for gold. And let's go ahead and get this main party here started. So we're going to go ahead and siege Siror. Alright, she pretty much stands no chance. I have way too many units. Just have to try to avoid losing anything to stupid mistakes. A lot of my units are pretty fragile, though. Like these wargs, the chargers. Not really a lot going for me there. But let's see. Let's see what I'm up against. Four of those units are melee units. So I can actually just sit off the edge and throw stuff at the shaman until it dies. Could probably even stun the shaman. I'm gonna go ahead and just charge everyone in. And don't forget to touch by faith for XP. And let's see. Might give somebody Star Blades. I'll hold off on using spells for now. I don't think I really need it. No, don't hurt the Nightshade Fairies. Okay, here comes the melee units. I think they realized that they need to get out and fight. Or else they're gonna be stuck. I need to get to that Orc Priest. I don't like it sitting up there casting stuff at me. My Shadow Stalker has a lot of health, but he doesn't have a lot of health to take on 2 Shock Troopers and everything, and a Priest. So I want to be kind of careful with him. I think I'll use him to get rid of that Black Knight, probably. I'd like to try to stun one of those Shock Troopers if I can. No luck there. Use the fairies to get rid of that guy, and then guard the fairies with some melee units. That Saber-tooth Chariot could get wrecked by those guys, though. Let's do this. Put the Shadow Stalker there. We'll let the fairies take a hit. They've got plenty of health. They got like 90 health. I don't think the fairies will die. I don't think anything else will die. I'm going to get the Fire Wyvern out of there, but try to set it up to where it can go after. Yeah, he'll be okay there. And then I'll try to set him up to where he can go after the Orc Priest on the next turn. And this seems like a good opportunity to use Phase. Why not? Actually, I wonder... Wait a second. Can I do this? Phase. Werepanther. Pounce. Oh, cool. I didn't even realize you could do that. That is kind of awesome. Okay, that's really cool. I didn't realize that you could do that with the Tigrans. Neat. Well, that pretty much solves that problem. Oh, I had other units down here that I'd completely forgotten about. Yeah, leave him there. And get a few other units in this area. Actually, make room to get those big beetles in here. There we go. I don't mind having them up front. Should be able to handle it. They've got good defense. Especially now that I almost wouldn't be surprised if they went back to fight my the units that I got over the wall. In that case, I might lose a Mystic, but we'll see. And I'm also going to try to convert one of those guys. Nope, you're going in for the kill. Alright, so that guy's toast. I need to heal my big beetle. I will use Sorcerer to do that, because I want this guy to try to convert somebody. Not healing. Wait a sec, he might not... No, wait, he doesn't have convert. I gave him healing. Oops. I had forgotten about that. I didn't plan his levels out right. With a Theocrat, you want to make sure they have 10 points available by the time they get to level 7 so you can get healing and convert. I didn't do that. Screwed it up. Does anyone else have convert, though? Nope. Most of my Shadow Stalkers have come from, most of my Shock Troopers have come from the Succubi. So, nope, that's not going to happen. Alright, well, in that case, I wish I didn't use... Oh, this will be alright. Oops. There we go. Well, I guess he should probably heal the big beetle then. And I can finish off the Shock Trooper with my other units. So that city goes down pretty easily. There's just the one left up there. And I think at this point, that army's going to take care of it, although they'll take a little while to get there. I would love to see what is in that city. And I think I had looked in a recent episode. I didn't spot Grelka in there, so my assumption is that she is still in her capital down here. You know, it's time to send the Crow in and find out for sure. She's got to be somewhere. There she is. Grelka is in her capital, and they're just stockpiling tons of units. Alright. It's time to send everything in for the kill, I think. One last glorious battle. And I do not care. Absorb the city. Okay, at this point, it's really a waste of time to do anything at all with these guys. Already more or less decided that I can't get that treasure site. I don't really want to waste your time as viewers doing battles that are largely pointless. I think it's time for me to just focus almost exclusively on finishing Grelka off. For that, let's start moving my units out. Hopefully she doesn't have enough movement to jump out there and take on these two armies by themselves. I don't think she does. Keep marching on forward. I don't know if my Queen's army is going to get there in time to participate, but it'll be close. I think I'm going to have these guys help with this other city up here. Or at least try to distract her a little bit. Now at this point, since I have pretty firm control over the map, I think I can pretty safely dig out any tunnels or whatever that I want to. With my Shadow Stalkers and the fact that I have control over pretty much the whole map, it will probably do nothing but benefit me. And these guys are waiting one more turn. I might try to clear that Forbidden Sanctum just to see how easy that is to do with 6 Shadow Stalkers. And I should be able to do that before the final battle with Groka. Oops, didn't want to move him that way because I think there might be an enemy unit hiding up there. These guys are going to stay here for now, probably for the remainder of the game. Don't really have anything else to do with them. And I will try to get these Shadow Stalkers back in the action. Grab that undefended tower for a little extra field of vision. And let's see, did she ever manage to... I should have waited, cast another spell on that city. Like Incite Revolt again or something like that. Oh well, it's fine. The final march. Groka Greenclaw just had a critical failure. Oh. Oh, now that's just lame. Now she wants to surrender. You know what? No. No, 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 no. We're not going to end this series accepting this coward's surrender as I'm closing in on her. She is going to die. You know what? I decline your surrender. You're going to go out fighting. None of this cowardice. You could have surrendered like 5 episodes ago and maybe I'd have thought about it, but not now. It is too late for you. I just need to make sure that everybody can get to where I'm trying to put them. In fact, I'm going to take this path through here. Yeah, I can do this. It's probably the shortest route. They have enough movement. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I don't see anything wrong with that setup. At this point, let's just throw on some range strength. She could use it. Actually, you know what? Entangling Touch could come in handy. And a little extra resistance. I should have waited and gotten Call Lightning. I just now noticed that I could have done that. But the game's not going to last long enough for that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I do want to grab this structure. I'm gonna get 20% physical protection for the Dreadnought just because I think that's a cool thing that the Dreadnought gets, and the extra resistance because Dreadnoughts can always use that. I am just not interested in fighting this, so we're gonna do auto combat. Okay, good. I was a little worried about the Swarm Darter getting killed. And now there's nothing for that army to do but go back after that giant city and try to get that back under my control for the 3rd or 4th time this game. I don't quite remember which. Going into this next battle, I kind of should get some cool spells, I think. Sorcerer's got enough casting points to cast quite a bit, so I think that I would like to get Mass Stasis. The other options would probably be Chain Lightning. Cast spell. I have 40 casting points for this guy. I could cast Mass Stasis twice. Let's get that. That might come in handy. Grelka does have a lot of units in here that I need to deal with. And I'll bump up his range strength too, since that's primarily what the Sorcerer's been doing. Got Convert. And I will give him a little more melee strength because he's a fighter. I like Shadow Step. That's worth picking up on your hero, I think. And she's kind of does a little bit of everything. I don't really know that she's really specialized in range or... Well, let's look at her items real quick. She does have +2 poison range strength, so I should probably play to that advantage and give her a little more range strength on top of it and use her more as a range fighter. Alright, unfortunately I can't get in to... I'm going to reinforce that just to be annoying. Unfortunately, I can't get in to take advantage of the fact that she currently has no casting points and that she has lower health. Can't do that on this turn. She'll probably heal all that health and have all of her casting points back on the next turn, but it doesn't matter. So many items, most of which aren't a problem where they're at. Dreadnought got a couple things. I don't need the crossbow, and I don't need those boots. That's fine. That's fine. This is probably worth putting on because I don't think Holy Champion's going to help against Grelka much. Goblin got a really cool melee item. And good, I wanted this helmet for this guy before his next battle started, because now he has 21 defense. That's really, really, really good. Hey, look at that, I got Centurion. All of my units level up. That's why everybody leveled up on this turn. I'm selecting points for everybody. Cool. I've never gotten Centurion before against Emperor computers. Normally they always beat me to 100 units. Grelka had to be close at one point. Now it goes to me. I did just finish so many Shadow Stalkers on this turn. Let's leave that one where it's at for now. And I'm going to leave him where he's at for now. Alright, before going in for the kill, because I think that's going to have to go in the next episode anyway. Well, how about we do this? Just because I'm curious. It says very likely victory. Going up against a succubus. Oh, you know what? I would wreck those guys. We're just going to do auto combat. Oh, cool. I got disintegrate. I'll take that reward. And I'm not going to bother moving them. They're going to sit right where they're at. Basically, any Shadow Stalkers where they're at are just going to be staying there. Because it doesn't make sense to be sending units somewhere now. Actually, what does make sense is sticking a Shadow Stalker up here. Just so Grelka doesn't snipe that city with something. I do not care about the undead. Go away. And merchandise for forever. As you can see, I'm getting a little anxious. I think I can finish this episode. I think I can finish this game in this episode if I'm quick. Do infinite merchandise for these guys. And I'm sending them back down. Take the money with the monkey. There might be another city out here somewhere. Oh, sure. Let's have peace. That sounds nice. There's no way I can capture that city with anything anytime soon. Other than, well, I guess I could send Shadow Stalkers over there. But they're going to run out of time long before that. Okay, going to send this Raven up here. Keep an eye on things. Everybody there, wait. I do want to go ahead and let these Shadow Stalkers finish their journey this way. As well as my leader's armies. Which I should be actually kind of careful with. I don't think they're not going to be able to make it on this turn. Although the Shadow Stalkers could join the others. Which, that might be worth doing. I'll go ahead and send those Shadow Stalkers out there. I know they might get picked off, but any units they send out of the capital are units that I don't have to fight with the rest of my army that invades the capital. So I don't know if they'll do that. Alright, let's go through the motions here of moving these guys onwards. And there should be a unit in this area somewhere that's sneaking around. Unless it went back up to the surface. I'm also going to wait until my Druid's army gets a bit closer, rather than sending these guys in by themselves. I don't want to waste time on the battle, and I don't want them to get picked off. I'd rather attack with 2 forces, as opposed to 1. I've never had this many Shadow Stalkers in a single game before. Let's get that Raven just off the coast. You can just go hang out with them for forever. Whoops. That's a weird movement path. Okay, I guess that's a rock cavern wall there that I didn't see. Those guys sit in that city, and okay, there we go. End of turn. Let's not waste any time here. Oh, she sunbursted somebody. It did almost nothing. Alright. It is time. It is time to end this game. Let's send the Raven down, get a scout on the back half of that city. Okay, so she set these up kind of stupidly. I'll be able to do this in 2 battles. I can now move my Queen's army up. And let's see here. 1, 2. Send these guys here. One of my better armies in on this one, which means I can leave that group out. And I can get 2 more Shadow Stalkers in wherever I want them. So I can ditch a couple of less useful units, like these guys. The Prowler might be useful, actually. Like the Greatsword. He doesn't need to be in here. So the Shadow Stalker in to replace him. I can probably get rid of the Fire Wyvern here. Yeah, let's do that. Even injured Shadow Stalker is still probably a lot more useful. Okay, let's launch the attack here. Doesn't really matter who, I suppose. Probable victory. I think it's probably probably more than probable in my favor. Alright, what kind of spells is she gonna cast? That's kind of what I'm wondering. If she is in this battle, where is she? We can take her out quickly, she won't be an issue. Wait, I think she's in this battle. Maybe she formed up with that other group. She might be in the group in the back. Because I'm not seeing her, and she didn't cast any spells. Did she? No, somebody awakened somebody. Oh, there she is. She's behind. Okay, that's what she did. She awakened the shock serpent. She's hidden back there. Alright, let's start moving everybody up. I'm gonna want to harmonizing energy this guy. I'm probably just gonna bold-faced charge and use the overwhelming number of units to my advantage. So there might not be a whole lot of finesse to this battle, but I'll see what I can do. I kind of feel like with the numerical advantage I have and the unit typing advantages, I should be able to just run in. Plus I have several units that can just ignore her walls. Is he panicked? He's cursed, okay. I'm not sure about this group here. That's a lot of units waiting for them on top and not enough Shadow Stalkers to help in that area, I think. And, of course, my leader can cast spells, but not on this turn, because I already cast Harmonizing Energy. Shooting a longbow. She's not casting spells. She shot a longbow for 3 damage instead of casting a spell. That's terrible. Alright, I can get up there and actually start hitting her pretty soon. Let's do this, though. Ooh, say hi to that guy. Him on defense up here, see how Grelka reacts. Move the fairies up. Not ready to phase the Mystic over the wall just yet, so we're going to hold off on that. I can't seduce either of the shamans. I could seduce the priest. I think I need to do that, though. Instead, I'm just going to curse something. Let's curse Grelka. Oh, she actually, that worked. Okay, cool. Put the mage up there, leave him on defense, and then try to stun something with him on the next turn. These guys have throw net, which is always useful. I'll hold on to that. Might use that in a minute here. I'm going to put this Shadow Stalker up on the wall and see how the other units around it react. And I'll leave the others in position to assist him when things run in and start hitting him. I'm hoping that draws off some of these shock troopers so that mine can cross the wall down here. Because they're infantry, they have wall climbing. May as well make use of that. Kind of where I'm just going to pile them up. Leave a Saber-Tooth Chariot there. Move the fairies up, but leave them on defense. We can weather another round of hits, should be a problem. Let's see if I can curse that snake. may be able to convert something here with that Theocrat, but for now, leave him on defense. Actually, now that I think of it, let's still Iron Heart on that guy. And the Goblin I want up smashing the gate, because he's got Demolisher. Alright, the next combat round I should be able to really hit her pretty hard. For now I'm just going to weather one more round of attacks. Kind of thought they'd go for that guy. Grolka's just begging to be killed. Threw a javelin at those guys. Why did they throw a javelin at the other shock trooper down there? They could have killed him. Maybe could have killed him anyway. Oh yeah, they definitely could have killed that other shock trooper. I don't know why they didn't do that. Anyway, my plan up here worked just fine. Now these guys can all get up over the wall with no problems. And I'm going to run them away and hope Blood Pavilion doesn't hit them. And now we can go wall climbing. Right, they want to fight those, they want to fight that Shadow Stalker. That is fine with me. Let's see what we can do about Grelka here. I might be able to stun her. She's not really the biggest threat on the wall, but I'd still think I'd like to. And I can send those Mystics over the wall if I want to do that too. Let's see what the Tigrans can do. They might be able to snare somebody in a net. I'll cut down on Grelka's movement a bit. I'm going to try again. It would just be wonderful if I could trap her in a net. Nope. She's not going to be doing much. So, I will use my units to fight other things. Okay, good. I was hoping I could get the stun on that guy. That makes me confident enough to phase here. Yeah, right there. Werepanther, pounce. Leaves me on defense. I would like to get up to him. I don't know. Just not quite enough to kill him. Alright, well, the Shadow Stalker can finish him. And it's time for these Shadow Stalkers to go pouring over the wall. And have some fun. Tempted to use him to attack the gate, but I don't want to leave his guard down. I can just leave them all on defense and be a pain. And then once their guard is down, come in with the Succubi and... Actually, you know what? I think I can go in with the Succubi now. Leave him on defense, right there. That makes a nice little shield. And I can try to convert this guy. There we go, how about that? Even more units to serve me. Don't see any reason to not attack him. And I kind of want that snake to die, but I'm going to play defensive with that Shadow Stalker for now. And I may as well have him climb the wall there where it's relatively safe. I might even be able to try converting something, but I'm going to wait a little longer for that. I used him, or I might have used him to harmonizing energy my other shock trooper. I just know, somehow I just know that Blood Pavilion's going to target that shock trooper with 3 health and kill it. Let's wait just a bit longer to send this succubus over the wall. health left. Oh, that snake's just spitting. Duh. I haven't really been paying attention. I've been wondering why it hasn't been attacking my Shadow Stalker. Okay, they're gonna sprint away. Hit the sucking spy. It doesn't really matter. Haha! Got frozen. Okay, I don't think I've lost anyone yet. And I'm pretty sure Grolka's probably gonna die on this turn. Get rid of those guys and get a nice backstab on her. And froze her. Awesome. Excellent. Good, good, good. Let's Harmonizing Energy these guys, just to be on the safe side. I don't really want to lose them. Get them up on the walls. Ouch. Alright, that's going to be a flank attack for a backstab. And I can pretty much seduce whatever I want here. I think it's going to be... Let's seduce this guy. I know he's frozen, but why not? I can kill that Black Knight pretty easily. Kill that guy pretty easily. Throw a curse on the spearman. Why not? Oh, I want to deal. Ooh, I need to deal with. Need to deal with that shock trooper in the gate. Okay. Might be able to convert him. Resisted the conversion attempt. But I need to kill him. Okay, good. The fairies got him. Let's hold tight with that big beetle. Not get him killed. I'd like to get through this without losing any units, if that's possible. And I need to get rid of this dang snake. Oh, Grolka's almost dead. Wait a second. He's got all this movement. Why would I not do anything with him? After all, I have this lovely new shock trooper to add to my collection. You know what? Let's just... I think... Unless there's something I can use to kill or hit these units here, I don't think any of that really matters. Well, okay, I can get this guy over the wall. Alright, there we go. Get rid of one of the major range threats up there. Alright, everybody else is fine. Alright. So long, pal. Let's make sure to remember to heal. And who wants to get the kill on Grolka? How about we give that one to my mage? He done a good job. You know what? I want to do this. Can I break the gate? I can't. Come on through. Shoot her in the back with a gun. There you go. Alright. It's not technically the end. There is one more. I got 2 units out of that too. Oh, what a mess. But only one group of units remains. So let's just all gather around here and make a great big mess. Some of those units will not be able to move, so they're kind of stuck in place. Yeah, why not? You guys can come in. Everybody can just come join in the fun here. Unfortunately, that Tigran can't quite make it into this battle. Alright, you can't move. You can move. That's as many units as I can get on that spot. Alright. The grand finale. Let's finish this thing. Oh, you poor, poor orcs. It's all over for you. Everybody charge! I'll send those guys towards the wall down there. Gotta get the shock troopers up the wall as quickly as I can. Oops, clicking too fast. Oh, I have so many units here. I don't even know if they have any. Okay, they got they got 3 range attackers up there. I wasn't really even paying attention to what they had waiting for me. Okay, I think that's everybody. Oh, we forgot one. Alright, that should be everybody. Roka, what do you do? Oh, they already have a broken gate too, that's right, because I broke it in the last battle. Well, you're certainly not going to surprise anyone going that way. I would like to break the gate and then get the Shadow Stalker in the gate, but I don't know if I can do that. So instead I'm just going to try to break the gate with the Shadow Stalker. Open the door for everybody else to come on through. And I don't see any reason why you can't just start attacking that thing. Then on the next turn, I think I can kind of move in for the kill. This turn, we'll have everybody hold on defense for the most part. They'll probably come to me. Oh gosh. I can put him up behind the Shadow Stalker. Alright, and Warg, where are you? There you are. Stay where you're at. Alright, I think everybody's fine. That's the one reason why I considered not putting them there. Didn't really want him to get flanked. When a unit's on a wall like that, his defense is low. I thought the orcs might go after that tiger, and I'm fine with that, because I should be able to backstep them now, I think. Yeah, I can flank him at least with the Fire Wyvern. Or do this. Forgot to use Warcry in my last battle. Alright, you guys are dead. Oh dang, one shot. My gosh, that thing did a lot of damage. Kill the Black Knight. See if I can stun these guys. Just rub salt in the wound. Let's try to seduce them. Cool. I didn't quite get the kill with the Sorcerer. We'll let the fairies have that one. And I believe I have enough Shadow Stalkers to finish off the leftovers here. I believe that might be the last unit. Yep, that's it. Alright, what a mess. But I got it. 3 Emperor computers dead. And I get 45 gold on the bodies of the dead. Yay me. Turn 60. Wow, only 60 turns. I was actually kind of in my head thinking this had gone on for longer than that, but I guess I had to move pretty fast to take on larger numbers of computers. I probably could have gotten Grelka a little bit earlier, but having the extra units definitely helped in those final battles. And I didn't really want the army that I had sitting here for a while, I didn't really want them to get picked off running in too early. They were kind of weak. It would have been iffy, so I think doing this was the safer choice, and it's always more fun to invade somebody with 5 stacks of units. I mean, who doesn't love that? Well, let's go ahead and view the stats here. It's probably not too much to see. My score is way higher than everybody else's. Grelka definitely took a pretty commanding lead. She wasn't just ahead. I mean, she was ahead. That was probably about when I started fighting the Necromancer, actually. They were all probably doing fairly evenly. My score, I presume, is that black score there. She was actually ahead of me for a while. There was a few key battles where I kind of took the lead back from her, but I didn't realize she was doing that good. We could look at, that's just overall score. Knowledge, Grelka had us all beat easily. You kind of trail behind the computers in knowledge and higher difficulties. There's not a lot you can do about that. There's the happiness. Again, computers in the lead for most of the game. Military. These graphs are all starting to look pretty similar, with Grelka taking a lead in the mid to late game and then me kind of coming out on top that's kind of the point at which I singled her out. Domain score, I actually stayed pretty consistent with the other computers throughout most of the game, so that's good. It means it was expanding well, and, well, Zeal score doesn't matter. Alright, well, everybody, I suppose that's it. That is the conclusion of my 3rd Age of Wonders 3 Advanced Strategy series. The next series that is currently planned is going to be taking place with my friend Joel. It'll be another co-op series. Actually, we've already recorded the first couple episodes, so I should be able to get those posted. Just a note, going into this next series, because of the way that we record, we might be doing a couple episodes at a time, so the comment updates might be kind of a little more sporadic. Whereas in this one, I can always check the comments before every single episode because I only record one at a time. So if you notice that, that's why. But please still keep them coming. I will be reviewing them and talking about them as often as I can. That being said, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate all you sticking around for all these videos. Thanks so much for the support. I love doing these Age of Wonders videos. They're a ton of fun, and the support and feedback that I've gotten from you guys has been just outstanding. Never imagined my channel would get this big. Last I checked, we're somewhere around 835 subscribers, something like that. And I hope to continue to grow, and hope to continue to share this amazing game with the rest of the people who really love strategy games and haven't discovered this one yet, or are just now getting into it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.